Greetings, comrades! UnforgivenCaleb is back with another episode of UnforgivenCaleb Plays. It's been a while since I did one of these videos, and I know they hardly get any views, but I don't care. I do them for fun. But anyway, this is Besiege by Spiderling. But yeah, everything looks good. And yeah, this is still an early access game. It's been like that since it was released back in 2015, but even now it's still a pretty fun game. So you gotta... This is added recently, a multiverse. There's a multiplayer and level creator. Don't really care about that. But anyway, for those who don't know, I did play quite a bit, but Besiege is a pretty interesting game. I want to say it's a puzzle game of sorts, because the objective is to like solve these puzzles in any way possible. So, for instance, you have to destroy this little hut, and when you first start, it'll show up like hints, like, you know, it gives you a basic foundation of how to build stuff. Like, you gotta make a good base, you know, make sure it's stable enough, and of course you gotta give it some wheels to for transportation, because, you know, of course you gotta move around for a lot of this stuff. And yeah, I'll try to get a little more in-depth later on. But yeah, once you finish building it, you place it on the ground. If I can find the... Strange, I don't see it on here. I'll do. And yeah, it's pretty simple, just, you know... And I just ran over some sheep. I'm a horrible person. Anyway, next one, this one gets a little more interesting. Now you have to destroy this, but you'll notice it's on a hill. Well, so this guy, now, I'm gonna, as you can see, this is just the beginning. Got advanced building here, show you all different stuff you can do. But yeah, you don't really need that much for these beginning levels, but later on, you're going to get a little creative. That's what Besiege is about. You know, you can make your own little war machine, you know, try to get creative, you know, can... The sky is pretty much the limit. But yeah, there are a few big things to consider. You have to make sure you have a good foundation, because you're going to be bumping into stuff, and if you bump too hard, your vehicle's going to break apart, and you have to get back to the drawing board. You can see you've got larger blocks here, which I'll just set those down just to... No, there they are. And it is an important one, braces, because if it's just blocks that are together like this, you gotta want to make sure they're secured. That's what the braces are for, because if they're not held together, then they're gonna fall apart pretty easily. You want to... You kind of have to hold it down, so that way it holds them together. This is really handy, especially when you're using weapons like cannons and stuff, because they have recoil, and that recoil is going to tear your vehicle apart unless you put these braces down. This is a must for any combat vehicles you make. We got hinges, which I don't really use it much. Swivel joints, ball joints. So if you put some time and effort in, you can make some pretty interesting creations. I've seen quite a few in the workshop, which I'll get to in a minute. But anyway, we got panels, which I guess can act like armor. They're not going to do much, but hey, it's better than nothing. Grip pad for high friction. Yeah, some of the stuff I haven't touched that much, so there's some things I don't know about, but... Pin block, camera block, so I guess you could place that wherever, and when you press that F button, it'll show, F key I should say, it'll zoom the camera to that location, you know, to a certain view, whatever. But anyway, this is just a block, so we get the locomotion, steering hinge. Now these are pretty important for some vehicles, because you need these in order to steer, otherwise they're just going to keep going straight, and that's it. We got steering here, got wheels. These you kind of need to move around. These would pretty much for stability, I guess. And this if you're making some rather big objects and stuff. Cogs. And we got mechanical items here. a decoupler, so if you're using like bombs or something, you just press that key and they'll disengage them and whatnot. Compatible springs, suspension. See, there's a lot of stuff I haven't touched. Now we get to the good stuff. Weapons. Got spikes, saw blades, drills, crossbows, of course cannons. Which of course we're going to use for this. Of course, got to make sure they're, And from what I can tell, there's no limit to how much you can put on. So you can make them however you want, however big you want, however small you want. It's all about unleashing your creative side to solve these puzzles and whatnot. Also got flight, so if you want to get a helicopter or airplane or something like that, you can. And now we get to armor. This comes in handy because some of the puzzles you have to fight against like enemies and stuff that have their own cannons and weapons and whatnot. So this will help you survive a little longer. And then you get the basics, stuff you need to play through. Anyway, it says there's an option to lower the thing, but I don't see it, so we'll just drop it down. And shoot the cannons. That was horrible. Yeah, so there's a lot of trial and error involved. Some designs might work well, some won't. But again, you can make them however you want. Let's move those up a little bit. Get to the weapons here. Okay, there's a free build mode, but you won't be able to progress to the next level if you use that, so something to keep in mind. And we also got God modes here, like God items here, like infinite ammo, invincibility. But again, you won't be able to go to the next level if you do that, so something to keep in mind. So let's go and try another one. And you know what? We're going to do something a little different here. Now, I mentioned workshop support. Well, I've already downloaded quite a few. Now, some of these require their own add-ons, but you can see here, there's people with a lot of time on their hands, and they made some pretty interesting items here. There's a lot of fighter jets, some helicopters, got some tanks, including good old friend Baneblade. Though I can't really use this because it's out of the boundaries here. Yeah, the sky's the limit until you get this boundary box. So yeah, this is mainly for like sandbox mode, which I'll get to in a minute. See, you even get the little demolisher cannon. Now it's not a perfect representation of the Baneblade, but hey, it's pretty damn impressive for what it is. But anyway, let's check a different one, because if you honestly like the creativity, kind of like me, if you like to creatively make your own stuff, you can just go in the workshop. There's quite a few items here. We got a few tanks, Gorkanaut. We got I wouldn't say a Gargant, but a big Stompa. Might as well be look at it. Definitely look like something the orcs would make. But let's do something a little small, something that actually fits inside. Like, how about the Flakatruck? Oh, that's more like it. You see all these cannons here. So yeah, if you take off time and effort, you can make some pretty interesting contraptions like this here. Again, definitely looks like something the orcs would make. And some of these creations have like their own key bindings, so it's something to keep in mind whenever you download stuff from the workshop. And some of them require other add-ons, like, materials, like color palettes and stuff like that. So something to keep in mind if you decide to go that route. Yeah, just run them over. See, the objectives vary from destroying buildings to killing as many enemies as possible to moving objects from one area to another. Oh! You can see here, something to keep in mind. If you use wood, then if it catches fire, it's going to get destroyed. So something to keep in mind. So, let's try another one. Again, some of these have their own key bindings and stuff, so yeah. Flying Dragon Snake. Holy ball sack. Huge ass. And it's not even in the... it's not even in the boundary box. Well, I'm going to try that in sandbox mode, but the first, yeah. Let's do a siege tank. It just fits within there. Good. And, just... yeah, this one's a little odd. He bound the keys a little odd here. Like X and C move the left and right treads respectively. B's moving the... oh no, V is. So yeah. Imagine you figure out how to move the turret. Oh, I can do siege mode. Good. I think it's metal. Now, how do I fire the cannon? Okay, might have to look at the, well, I'm gonna have to look at the workshop for this, but yeah. There is quite a bit. See, you want to see how many items are? Here. 140,000. Mario, what the heck? But, hey, Jelly Cube. Let me go to, if I can select it. So that's a siege tank, right? Yeah, a lot of these add-ons I used... some of these are just for the Bane Blade, because, it uses quite a few, add-ons, like Tank Cross. You're not just limited to what the game gives you. People are making their own stuff here, and... yeah, tools at your disposal. You can make just about any vehicle you want, I guess. But I need to find that siege tank. Here we go. Because some of these authors, you know, use different keys for them. Okay, so... okay, 1 and 2 are the cannons. But, you know what? I probably don't even need the... okay, so Z and X for the left, and C and V are for the right tracks. Okay. The cannon... okay, so... yeah, there they go. But of course, oh my god. Okay, so... hold on. Yeah, he found these keys a little weird, but yeah, you could pre-install these, oh, there goes a tread. Oh. Well. That's a bit counterproductive. That's okay, it has like 5 more. If it was made of steel, those arrows aren't doing much against him. And I already used up the cannons. But yeah, you can pretty much solve these however you want. You know, as long as the objective is done. That's what matters. So let's go ahead and go back. To everything from, you know, destroying X number of enemies to moving items from one area to another. And that's just the first world. There's another one here, but you have to complete this first. There's another world here, but you have to complete this one first. And there's this one over here, coming in a future update. I don't know when that'll be, but this did have a recent update lately. Just a few weeks ago. Barren expanse, empty landscape to test machines. This is where you can, you know, make stuff and test them. In the sandbox, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can pretty much do whatever you want here. This is where the real fun is. So, let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm curious. Okay, this requires certain add-ons here, but we're just going to test it anyway. Now, never used this before, so... whoa! Well, that went about as well as I expected. Oh, but I almost forgot. Let us make it interesting. Get the ammo, make invincible, zero gravity, cannonballs explode, burn objects on click. Yeah. I'm gonna try this now. So, okay, so Z accelerates, X decelerates. Okay. Okay. Whee! Oh shit. Wow. I'm using the arrow keys, by the way. Oh, there is a boundary. Yeah, I don't think you can use the... But yeah, to me, this is where the real fun is. You know, just download stuff in the workshop, goof around with it. If you feel like blowing stuff up or just flying around and doing whatever, you can do that. Now, let's go and bring out the good old friend Baneblade. Here he is. I do have these add-ons, but it's still showing them in here. I guess or something's just stupid. Anyway, now there's a lot going on here, so okay, so if I'm not mistaken, it's TGFH for some reason for movement. And you got the Mega Assault Cannon here. I believe it's. So I got infinite ammo. I can just spray and pray. There are other weapons too. Just need a. Oh, there's a Demolisher Cannon. You see? I just blow shit up. And my frame rate's in the 20s. I can't say I'm surprised though, because you know this is a rather big tank. Yeah, run that house over. So yeah, this is Besiege. It's a pretty interesting game. It's still in early access. I'm surprised it's not finished yet, but there's plenty of content here already. You got these puzzles you can solve, or if you just want to goof around, make vehicles, and you know, blow shit up, you can. See if I can zoom out. There we go. Good old Baneblade. There aren't that many Warhammer 40k vehicles on here Friday, especially. I'm surprised actually, especially when you see games like Space Engineers and Imperion Galactic Survival that have quite a few Warhammer related vehicles and stuff. I gotta touch those at a later date, but I haven't played them that much to really give a good explanation of what to do, but they're basically survival games where you gotta build your own bases and stuff, but I'll go get to those in a later date. Okay, let's use something that doesn't kill my frame rate. Let's go in the... Let's try the Hella Bomber. You know, there's no boundaries, so you can make vehicles as big as you want. I wonder if someone's going to take the time to make a Titan. But I have tried a Dreadnought, and they're not very easy to move around. You think it, like, actual movement in the legs, but no, it's actually just spinning feet that I guess you can do, but whatever. Okay. God Tool's active, I know. Ah, there we go. So how do I drop bombs? Ah, there we go. Like that. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game if you take the time to make stuff, but of course I lack creativity for such things, so I just download what's on the workshop and goof around with that. But whether you make your own stuff or not, this is a pretty fun game, and I'm surprised it's still in early access after all these years, but regardless, it is a fun game. You like building stuff and blowing stuff up. This game might be up your alley. Let's try one more vehicle, then I'll call the video. Let's do, you know what? Gorkanaut. I'm curious how this thing works. Let me look it up real quick, because again, some of these vehicles that people made, they use their own like key bindings for some everything from like the movement to the weapons. So yeah, this guy has like a lot of arm movement, so. And we've got all the rockets correspond to the num keys. Alright, let's do this. Oh, this is more like it. Look like he's skating on ice. Yeah. Definitely looks like something the orcs would make. Gork and Mork would be proud. Let's just keep blowing shit up. Oh, how do I raise the other arm? He's shooting the ground. Oh, there we go. Come on, turn left. Oh, his arm's stuck. Oh, it extends too. So yeah, again, there's a lot of stuff I haven't touched in this game yet, but sometimes you don't need to learn it. Just, you know, download something from Workshop and experiment. You don't know what you're going to find. Something as uncontrollable as this, apparently. But anyway, this is Besiege. Definitely check this out if you're into, like, construction games, like, build whatever you want and, you know, solve puzzles, you know. It's all trial and error, but hey, that's the fun of it. There's no right or wrong way to solve a to beat a level. You know, you just gotta experiment and find something that works. As the old saying goes, throw enough mud in the wall, and eventually some of it's going to stick. It's still firing, by the way. Anyway, this is UnforgivenCaleb signing out.